So I think you should all know the choreography. Does anybody here not know the choreography to I Love Myself So Much? Oh, great. Okay, cool. So I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me. All right, cool. It's so easy, right? You'll get it. And if not, just fake it. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me. All right, you need my help? All right. I love myself so much, there you go, that I can love you so much, there it is, that you can love you so much, come on, that you can start loving me. All right, you got it, see, good, got it. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me. I love myself so much, that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me. Come on, everybody. I love myself so much, that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me. One more time, just the vocals. I love myself so much that you can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me. I love myself so much. Yeah! Woo! Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you for the exercise in humility. I do not dance. Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Tucson. My name is Morgana, for those I haven't met yet. For those joining us online, welcome whenever you watch and join in. For everyone here, please turn those phones to silent, airplane, turn them off. Thank you. Let's take a moment to breathe in together and get grounded in this space. Because wherever we are in sacred space. We're all a unique expression of the divine source, the one life that is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is our life now. If you're setting an intention to experience a happier life, better health, more abundant living, you're in the right place. Please know that wherever you are on your journey, you're welcome here. So let's see, is there anyone here, perhaps among some of the people who didn't know the choreography, who's here for the first time, is willing to indicate hello? Let us greet you. Welcome. Welcome. Anyone second or third timers also? Yay, welcome. Thank you. We're so happy you've chosen to be with us today. And if you have any questions after the service, please find someone wearing a name badge. One of our practitioners, our own Reverend, would be happy to answer any questions you have. And here's a few announcements from the bulletin. Again, I'm only going to read a couple. They're on your bulletin. They're in the newsletter for those getting them. If you're interested in getting the newsletter, see one of us after and we'll get you signed up. Not next week, but the following is going to be our once monthly potluck. And of course, we need some help setting up, tearing down, cleaning up afterwards. So keep that in mind, that the potluck's coming, and Many hands make fast work. Women of Wisdom with Robbie Jean meets the second and fourth Tuesday of each month from 11:30 to 1 in person in the annex in room 4. The Beyond Limits class, Foundations, begins Monday, September 8th in the annex room 3 from 6 to 8 p.m. with Reverend Rhoni. Details are on the welcome table, and there's still time to sign up, so we do hope you'll consider that. Foundations is a good place to start to know more about CSLT. There's lots more in the bulletin and more coming, so please check out those announcements. Now, let's take a few minutes briefly to go ahead and say hello, give hugs, virtual hellos to our audience, give hugs to our neighbors. Very good. Thank you all. Let's go ahead and join together in reading our mission statement. CSLT is the Center for Spiritual Living Tucson. Go ahead and read with me, folks. Is an inclusive, vibrant, spiritual community focusing on personal connection through our beliefs, principles, and practices of the science of mind.
Good morning, everyone. So next we're going to perform our lightings of flames of faith. And we do this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all people and all faiths, all sentient beings, come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religions, religious thoughts, and experience, which we honor here today. And I want to thank Maria for lighting our candles. So first we light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the path, the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light the candle for all who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of spirit in their lives. We hold space for them and for all those religions unnamed in this ceremony. Lastly, as the healing candle is lit, please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to experience the healing flame of God's eternal love. Please join us for a few moments of silence. Breathing into this moment, I am so grateful. With this one breath, we come together in the one, that one divine light, that one divine love that is creation itself. It is the all of it. There is no large or small in spirit. All are necessary to the whole. The ant that churns the soil, that allows the trees to grow. Every being on this planet is vital to the wholeness and expression of this one. And I know that this one is not limited to our planet, that it is expressing through the heavens, beyond what any telescope can see. I know that there is infinite possibility. And that this infinite possibility is expressing itself right here and right now as me. That I am one beautiful expression of this oneness, this wholeness. And as I know this truth for myself, I know this is true for each and every one of us here, each and every one of us expressing themselves on this planet. My dog, my cat, my fish, the birds, all of it. And so I'm grateful for this coming together of like-minded souls as we come together this morning. As we create this community and connection, we just remind ourselves that we are each vital to this community, and that we are vital players in the communities in which we live, in our city, our state, our country, in the world. And I'm grateful for this remembering and this time together that we remind ourselves and we allow ourselves to shine our lights brightly. If I diminish my light, that does not give everyone else permission to shine, so I shine brightly that you may shine brightly. Grateful for everyone who comes together and says yes to this community, from Reverend Rhoni, the musicians, the board, the practitioners, and each member and every guest that says yes this morning. We sit in that sacred yes, affirming yes and more. I am grateful. And this gratitude flows through this word as I release it into the law of love, knowing it is already made manifest as I have thought it, I have spoke it, it is done. And we anchor it together by saying, and so it is.
All of us,
As I said in our meditation this morning, we just come to this morning with play in our hearts. So thank you, Kristen. I'm Sharon Whaley. I'm one of the practitioners here, and I want to remind you that Tamara's here today. Are you available for prayer after? She says yes. So she and I will be available for prayer after at the front of the room here. And we also have a prayer box outside if you want to just leave a prayer, and we will send it out to our prac team, and we will all pray on it, pray with you. All right, so now it's time for our spiritual thought, and I'm going to go ahead and read that. It's from the New Thought Dictionary, published in 1942. The God principle, the supreme, the unknowable, unthinkable, unmanifest, yet manifest in all. The unconditioned, yet in every condition. That which is back of all that is manifested in all universes, known and unknown to man. That which is all life, all power. The formless, which is all form. The changeless, which includes all change. The infinite life principle, omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, the great self-existing cause back of all that is. And I'd like you to go ahead and join me in our affirmation this morning. I immerse myself in the wonder of all that is. I accept my connection to all creation and live fully. And so it is.
If you know the words, sing along.
Yes, please.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing there in front of me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. 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 Whisper words of wisdom. Thank you all.
Do that. Let it be when all the crazy stuff in the world right now is happening, right? How can we separate ourselves and say, let's just move it over here and let it be? When it still causes our attention. When it draws us in, actually it sucks us in, and what it does is it creates all this, havoc in our lives, and it also creates it, in our worlds. We wake up, it seems, these days, every morning with the headlines, that there's something, troubling in the world, whether it be political or health or, whatever it is, it almost feels like sometimes it's doom and gloom. So how can we let it be? How can we separate ourselves from all that and just say, you know what, I'm okay. I'm really okay. I'm just going to let it be and know that whatever's going on in the universe is not necessarily about me. I am part of all of this. But it doesn't mean that I have to be brought in. I can merely be an observer. I can sit on the outside and I can say, I love you. And hold the world in a beautiful light, in a beautiful, loving consciousness, and knowing that whatever is going on is for our highest good. We can find ourselves to turn inward. We can get into our mind, even though we, as I said, we sometimes create these frantic messes of to-do and lists and anxieties and old hurts. And in those moments that we create that or we go there, it can feel like you're on this small boat. I don't know about you, but I get a little seasick when things get a little bit rocky. And we feel that, yes, we're tossed and turned and the waves are going up and down and we get mad. Why can't things be smooth? Why can't we have peace? We are, all of us, as the song says, times of trouble. And then, as we said, this song, Let It Be, the simple, perfect song, that came out of the Aro Crucible of the 1960s. A time of protest, promise, a division, and hope. Does that sound a little familiar right here, right now? Is that the time we're living? I was thinking about this not too long ago. History tends to repeat itself. It's like we're in these cycles. It's like every 20 years, every 30 years, every 40 years, we tend to do or experience the same things. And I often wonder, is it because we haven't learned from the first time we cycled through? Is it our consciousness? It's a song that I will assume we all know and grew up with. I don't know about you, but I remember my mom, I've talked about it many times. I used to play the guitar when I was younger. I still do, but not so much when you're busy. And my mom used to, when I would be in my bedroom playing, she'd come in and she says, honey, will you play that song, Let It Be? And the other song she loved of the Beatles was Hey Jude. And I would sing it for her. And I do the same thing for my dad. Sometimes my dad would be out in the living room and he'd be reading and I'd be practicing the guitar and he'd say, honey, can you come out into the living room? He says, I'd love to hear you play. Next thing I know, he's... But that warmed my heart to be able to do that. Music affects us. It's part of our culture. And the Beatles, or as they were called, the Lads of Liverpool, were a large part of the counterculture of the 1960s. The band's evolution from simple love songs to more profound exploration of philosophical, spiritual ideas. If we start looking at the time that they came on into the United States and when they left, they were totally different band in what their message was. Of course, we all remember, help, I need somebody, that particular one, that one was all, and they had a few others. But, they evolved like we did. And the themes, their themes were rooted in experiences, which was part of the counterculture, movement of the 1960s. And it just wasn't in America. It was everywhere. In the metaphysical, when we look at the metaphysical realm, each of them had a level of different consciousness. And they wrote in that consciousness. And they constructed their lyrics and they constructed their melodies in that sense. John Lennon, and I was absolutely blown away when I learned that this was who he was. John Lennon represented the intellectual part of their group. Paul McCartney represented the emotional level. George Harrison, the spiritual level. Now, we all know that with My Sweet Lord. So I could obviously see that. Now, Ringo Starr, he was known on the physical level. And of course, I would expect that from a drummer. Right? Yeah. So he was, all three had an aspect of what it was, what it fit together. And their framework suggested that when all four of them were together, they created harmony and they created special, beautiful, and lasting songs and messages. Let it be. Let it be, let it be, can be a mantra. And it speaks to the power, of acceptance and the recognition of universal divine presence. Yes, let it be. It can also be considered an invocation. And that of the invocation can be of the divine feminine or the spirit of truth. Let it be. Let it be can be seen as a practice of non-doing or letting go, which is the core concept in many spiritual traditions, including one of my favorites, Buddhism. It is creating the mental and emotional struggle and allowing the situation to simply be. How many of us, before the song it was sung, most of us probably started the words in our head. You saw the talk title and you went, let it be, and you started maybe having that little earworm, of what was going to happen. And we come up with the lyrics as, when I find myself in trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. By the mere mention of the name Mother Mary, I'm sure some of us, have had some issues with mom. But, how many of us, went to the image of the woman cloaked in blue and a gentle face, right? Me not being Catholic or Lutheran or Methodist, just a science of my own, I go there. Because when we speak of Mother Mary, especially from a biblical sense, that's where we go. We go to Mary, Mom Mary. That's what it is. And we see her in this beautiful light, and we see her cloaked in blue, and that's the image we have of peace. So my question is, what if we hear this not as a call to a saint in the sky, because that's where we all feel, or some of us have felt that, things are, but as a recognition of the sacred right here in the mess of our lives, right dead center. We don't look at what we would call the guy in the sky. That's not where God is. It's right here. Mom is here too. Mother Mary, she's right here. This is where the wisdom, of our philosophy of the science of mind meets the grounded presence of the everyday, right here. For us, there is one divine creative force. It is not outside of us, but within us, and around us, and through us. It is a very substance of being. So who is this Mother Mary who comes to speak? Who wants to have a conversation? She is not a visitor, from another realm, which we would like to make it. She is the spirit of the truth that resides within us. So that conversation is right here and right now within us. That's where it starts. She is, yes, the representative of the divine feminine, and she's also the representative of compassion and all-knowing and all-accepting and the universal mind. She is in the quiet that emerges from our thinking that finally grows still. So when we look or when we feel Mother Mary, now my other gal is Kuan Yin. I love Kuan Yin, and she is the spirit of compassion. She's also that beautiful energy of knowing and quiet and love. The message that I feel they both bring is it's not about a command, but it's really about a release. Let it be. Let it be. This is the very essence, of our spiritual practice. Let it be. Let it go, let it go. That kind of thing. Why do we want to hang on to it? It's truly not about fighting a storm. We've all tried that, haven't we? And how does it work for us? Not usually very well. We try to fix it. We argue our truth, and we try to argue all of it into submission, to control every single variable about what is going on. And we get caught up in why and how, and that we forget the most important thing is there is a larger current of energy at work. Let it be. Just let it be. Is not passive resignation. It's an active surrender. It's a powerful knowing affirmation. Let it be. It is a spiritual prayer in its simplest, most potent form. It is a prayer. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. It is the conscious choice to say, as Ernest Holmes once wrote, I know the truth of who I am. I know the truth of the divine presence in the situation. I stop fighting it. I release the need to control the outcome, and I trust the flow of the benevolent universe. Yes. Is the practice of seeing the divine not just in the beautiful and the perfect, but in the places where things are falling apart? And as I've often said, when things appear to be falling apart, they're actually falling together. We might not always want the pieces to go where they will, but they will eventually fit together. It is It is these sleepless nights and the broken friendships and the moments of profound grief that we can, if we are willing to listen, to hear that sacred voice of let it be. Let it be. And what is the result if we have that trust? If we allow ourselves to truly say, okay, I surrender, everything's great. Well, not so much, but I'm willing to say, okay, I'm willing to say it's going to be all right. It doesn't say that you're going to win the lottery or problems will just kind of go, whew, vanish. We're not saying that when we let go. It says that by releasing our frantic grip, we are opening ourselves to the divine wisdom that is already seeking to express itself through our lives. But sometimes we hold on to it with our claw marks. You've often wondered what's going on in your life, and you can see the claw marks left over from how tight you have held on. And it says that by releasing our frantic grip, we open ourselves, yes, to the divine wisdom that is already seeking to express itself and through our lives right here and right now. And it says, peace and not perfection is the answer. Yes. And again, Ernest Holmes, we can, adopt a conscious decision of saying to ourselves as sort of an affirmation, I release this to spirit. I trust the loving wisdom that is within me and all around me. I let go of my need to control. Ooh. The outcome, the need to control the outcome. Ooh. And I allow divine order to prevail. Let's shorten that. Let go and let God. Right? Yes. Just shorten it up and say, let go and let God. In Matthew 6:34, he says, therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. So why do we want to add more to it? Right? My dear spiritual family, the times of trouble will come and they will go, I promise you. And we should remember that we have within us the wisdom of the ages, each one of us, from all our wonderful experiences that we have engaged in throughout our life. We have the voice deep within us, that divine presence that is not afraid of this mess, that sees our perfection even in our pain. Sometimes we think that whatever's going in our life, it's so painful. How can anything possibly help that? It knows. And it is in the quiet of our own hearts we can always hear the words of wisdom speaking peace into our soul during these times. We don't look up to the sky for a distant Savior. We turn around, we turn inward, listening, for the wisdom that is already there. And it's been there forever. So speaking from the very heart of our being, and we hear those words, let it be, as a mantra, let it be. So let us choose not to fight the river of life, but to trust its current. Allow it to carry us, to get in the boat and not paddle against the current. We so love to do that. I don't know why. But instead, we lay down our paddles. We just simply lay them in the boat and just simply open up and go forward. Let us breathe truly into the spirit of peace and release the need to control. Because when we are paddling against the current, we are saying, I'm going to get there no matter what. And the current is going, right. And until we, as I said, we lay down our paddles and we just surrender and say, I allow it to be. Trust me, life gets a lot easier when we surrender. And it's not failure. We think, well, if I lay down my oars and I'm not trying to do anything, then I'm simply giving up. No, you're not. You're actually getting in the game. You're getting in the game of life. You're allowing yourself to say, okay, bring it on. And it will. And it will all come to you and align. But there's this little thing called patience. Patience that we all should be aware of. Things take time, and things took time to get where they were. So allow yourself to love yourself. Allow yourself to just be. So, in all that is, in all that was, and all that is yet to be, let's let it be. And so it is. Namaste. Yes. And so let us just turn inward for just a few minutes. So keeping our attention inward, we remember that God is right where we are. Surrounding us, filling us, God within is the ground of being for each and every one of us. So keeping our attention, we know the emanation of the Most High God is right where we are. And in this awareness of our oneness with God, I further know that we are connected with each other, right here and right now, and on this unseen side of life. So in the mind and in the heart that is God, there's only one of us. And we are all in. So in this awareness of our oneness, I speak the word for each and every one of us today. And I know that we are committed to our spiritual path that God has revealed in each one of us and each one of our lives. We bring in our consciousness our family, our members, and our friends, parents and children, and our furry little friends as well. All of those we love, all of those we hold near and dear. And as we see them in our mind's eye, we know that God is surrounding them and filling them and ourselves. That everyone's needs are met, that we are loved and peaceful and whole in every way. And let our prayer be a blessing in the world that we live in and through. We bless our center. We bless all sacred space everywhere. Synagogues, temples, mosques, and ashrams, all paths to God. And I accept that we are blessed by being together today. And so with an open, gracious, and full heart, I say thank you, God. Thank you, God. As I release these words into the perfect law, knowing it to be so, and so it is. Amen.
You can play the game, you can act out the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. Tell me how you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool. One thing can lead to another, It doesn't take any sacrifice. Yeah. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice. You know the words, come on. Just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Come on, sing it with me as you shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. You can run, but you cannot hide. This is widely known. And what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone. Once you tell somebody the way that you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel. Always get in the grease. We sing, shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. My people, just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Sing with me. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with love. Let it rain, let it rain. Show them the way that you feel. Yeah.
Yes. So shower the people we love with love, and well, maybe that means tithing too. So, so we have a basket in the back, and if you want to support, I would love for everyone to support us here at Center for Spiritual Living Tucson. And if you feel like when you pass the basket, because we don't pass the basket, but we just know that the hearts are there, and there's a beautiful basket in the back that supports our wonderful tech crew, our wonderful musicians, this beautiful, wonderful place that we can assemble every Sunday and beyond. So, and if you don't have anything today because you're like, oh, I didn't bring, well, I don't even think we do checkbooks anymore, but we have a text to give. See? Ways to give. So it says online at Tucson CSL, text to give, in person. We accept all of those. So I just want to say thank you for every single one of you, that even if it's not a monetary gift, it is, I know that you are the gift, just being here. And I'm so grateful for that opportunity. And so in that, let's bless each other by saying this. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now. Yes.
please stand up and join in our closing song, It's in Every One of Us. It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart, open up both of your eyes. We can all know everything without ever knowing why. It's in every one of us by and by. It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart, open up both of your eyes. We can all have everything without ever knowing how. It's in every one of us here and now. Bring it up. It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart, open up both of your eyes. We can all know everything without ever knowing why. It's in every one of us by and by. It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart, open up both your eyes. We can all have everything without ever knowing how. It's in every one of us here and now.
Yes, it is. It's in every one of us. And I ask you to say with me, I am. God is. And my life is filled with infinite possibilities. And so it is. Have a wonderful week, everyone. I love you. Be safe.